What's good, y'all? What's good? Exclusive episode of Speak Your Clout podcast. Usually it's Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Now it's Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. A little late, but it's all good. It's your boy Mike Sears. Got my boy Rakabash with me. He appeared on the Tupac Azmi episode. How you doing, good brother?
Yo, thank you for having me, back on
Anytime, bro.
Speaking Clout, man. I always love talking hip hop with you, and you
Hell yeah.
always know your stuff. And,
Likewise, brother.
this album that we're about to talk about, I feel like is his best album, and we're going
Yo,
to talk about why it is his best album.
we talking about Spiggity Spice. Spice 1. America's Nightmare. My man Rocker got the cassette, bro. Classic. His best album, in my opinion, hands down. 1994. He just hit niggas upside the head in 93 with 27 he wrote. Love that album too. But this is my ultimate favorite Spice One album, man. Like, I got into Spice around like 1995 because that fucking Born to Die on that Tales from the Hood. And my cousin Holly, she loved that movie. And, Crazy K, his storyline. And they played Spice One Born to Die. I was like, yo, this shit is fire, yo. Then I started getting the cassettes. And but I got this late. I got this in 1999. I got it off you can see the little tag BMG Direct. He would like some places it was called Columbia House, like 10 CDs for a penny, and no one paid them niggas ever. And I was one of them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. You were this album since 94, right?
Yep. November 22nd, 94.
Day before my birthday too. That's crazy. This came out the same day as fucking There's a Dark Side, yo.
And to Cal.
Yeah, and Eshawn Closed Casket. He's from Detroit as well. So yeah, good day right there. So
yeah, much love to Eshawn, man. Detroit.
Yeah, my favorite rapper right there, period, of Detroit. I love E. But we're gonna get into this classic album, yo. Spice One America's Nightmare, 1994. Shout out to the chat. South Suffolk D Boys Got Love for Me featuring E40, man.
Woo!
Dog, like I love how this track starts off. Spice One got his gun in the dude's mouth. the little skit in the beginning. The beat is so dark. Blackjack killed the production. Spice is one of the absolute best at gangster rap, and this track shows it. E40 comes on the track, spits that straight Bay Area mom music shit. Spice One does that like, I don't know if Spice is Jamaican, but he's good at that patois. Like, he is amazing at that. I think it's dope. Some rappers can't do that shit, but Spice does it well. And D-Boy's Got Love for Me, great track. What your thoughts on this track, Rocker?
Man, first of all, what a hell of a way to begin this album. And Spice One, he be killing me with with a Jamaican patois because that sounds so dope.
It does.
And when he was saying E40 but saying it in a different way, like the 40Y dub.
Yeah.
When he went into that Jamaican patois, and then E40 was doing the backgrounds, I was like, yo, this is hella musical. Because the rapping is one thing, but the way that they, create all of these incredible, rhythms with the slang and with the flows. I was so unfamiliar with how talented the Bay Area scene was.
Oh,
because you got two cats with two distinct voices, cadences, and they're so different from each other, but they made it blend. And
absolutely.
Then E40 with the his slang for like the way he could talk about dope and give it colorful language. Like, he reminds me of Ghostface in the way that he creates slang. And like, you don't know exactly what it means, but you get the gist of it. And that's what I liked about E40 was like the popsicle lines and my cousin I got a Nina. Uh, that line. I think this is also I was like they were like E40 was priming us for in a major way, but we just
Oh
didn't know
God,
it.
classic.
Cause I wasn't up on E40 at this time.
Yeah, I
Like
didn't get in the 40s till like 96.
it,
So I like any 40.
yeah, like Federal was that was really a local phenomenon in the Bay Area, and I think Jive put it out. You know, they reissued it. You know uh, to give people a taste of E40 between releases.
Yeah, and they took off some songs too. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I think they had some clearance issues
Yeah,
for certain samples. Um, I know Drought Season, um, Rathead, what is it? The second song when he was talking about snitches. I heard that song. I think like around '96, but I really didn't get into Federal until around that period.
yeah. My man Ready Red said we should hit the dumpster, pull out the strap. Yeah, yeah. 40's crazy with it. Yeah,
like like and plus, what E40 he could find ways to make things funny
hell
that
yeah.
are real serious, and also Job really had a roster, man. Like I don't think people know just
I know, bro.
how loaded their roster was. Like they had Too Short, Spice One, and E40 signed at the same time.
And Banks, right?
And
Yeah.
Banks,
Jesus.
that Jive was they were the label of the Bay Area,
Yo,
and then
absolutely.
even though the Loonies weren't signed to Jive, the Loonies they were on New Tribe, so the Bay Area they were cashing in on record deals, man, and I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that they they had to work so much harder to get the attention of LA and New York that they just decided to do it on their own, and then uh, by them, doing, uh, deals through consignment and selling out the back of the trunk, they got a larger percentage
Yo,
of their publishing. They didn't have to wait for royalties. They got their money paid up front.
absolutely. Yep.
And,
They're very popular back then, bro. Like Short Dog was selling shit out his trunk before he
mm-hmm.
got signed like the major deal. So that hustle mentality is already there. Yep.
and even though and even though some people didn't like their style of music, they didn't care because they were balling. Like they had mansions, they had property. When a lot of cats was trying to get their demo heard, or waiting to get that royalty statement.
My man Chaunt said Casual and Souls of Mischief are on Job too. Hyro Love right there. I'm a
Yeah,
big hieroglyphics fan too, so hell yeah. UGK, talk about Texas, South. Yeah, they're on Job
and
too.
KRS-One was on Jive too.
Yep, Turn of the Boom Bap is a fucking masterpiece, bro. Straight up. And a self-titled album from '95.
Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
the I Got Next album from '97.
I love that album too. I don't give a fuck. That's his last like great piece of work in my opinion.
Yeah, like KRS-One, he's went on to put out many albums, but his the best of his work was with Jive, because
Oh yeah.
because I like Spiritual Minded. I like some of the Koch albums, but if you ask most hip hop people, name a song from Spiritual Minded, they
I
can't do
can't.
it.
I can't do it. I heard it. I don't like it that much. But that
Exactly.
was
Like there's a reason why he didn't do anything post '97 at Versus.
oh yeah. So we get to the second track, Face of a Desperate Man. Jesus.
Yeah.
I love the laid back beat by the legendary Ant Banks on here. Spice talking about losing his homie to the streets on the first verse. Young hog ass nigga never ever soft. Got me a strap and learned not to shoot my balls off. I love that line, dog. Fire. Spice's storytelling is so vivid too, like criminally underrated with that. Absolutely love this song. I believe it was a single. I think so, along with Strap on the Side. But yeah, Face of Redemption, man, amazing song, bro. What's your thoughts on this banger right here?
Yo, this is the first solo song on this song because the boys got left of me had E40
Yeah,
making a guest appearance, and the Ant Banks production is so sinister, with those synth block chords and the way he could build tension musically, for Spice One to spit, his East Bay tales, that it just it to me, I was like, I didn't see the video because
yeah,
only heard the song. I didn't get past this song for a while, because the way Spice One tells the story, about uh, it's pretty much about the Grim Reaper, but putting it in the
yeah,
human in a human form, like he was giving uh, attributes that you would attribute to death through this guy that you know that meets people wherever they are, and at that very moment when you least expect it, takes your life. And I just think that Spice One, he was leading the vanguard, him and MC8.
yo,
I
yeah, hell yeah,
it, I think those cats do not get their proper due, because because at that period there was so much great music coming from the West Coast
yep,
that they were overshadowed by Dre, Snoop, the Dog Pound, Cube. So their work gets overshadowed, but Spice One was talking that shit.
I
You know
know.
what I
The
mean?
You mentioned MC8. When 8 and Spice get together, it's always fucking fire. Like Murder Show, nigga. Like man,
Yo, man, like I would like, if anybody hears the Murder Show, listen to the explicit version, man, because
yeah,
like
please do.
that, like the clean version doesn't do it justice.
Hell no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I was listening to the 187 He Wrote album a few months ago, and I came
yes, such a
across
good
the
album.
yeah, like that album is so raw that when I came across it on YouTube, I saw like a clean version. I'm like, you can't associate clean with Spice One, man. Like,
You can't. You
it
can't,
just
bro.
like the greatness of Spice One is just raw street rap from the Bay Area, man. You got to hear like the staccato rhyme style, uh, the street references, the gunplay, all of that.
Oh yeah, brother. Great breakdown, Rocker. Let me get the third track on the album, Strap on the Side. Man,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely love the instrumental produced by Blackjack again. Buck him down with the clip and the trigger, screaming like 8, yelling, "Come on, nigga!" The Menace Society reference right there.
Mm-hmm.
After Ken and O-Dog blow the dude's top back, and A-Wax takes care of him, played by MC8. So it hops on the floor like my nigga Domino and get a big fat sack of yeah. He sings it in the same melody that
Mm-hmm.
Domino does on Ghetto Jam. I love that. It's so fucking dope, man. You know, Pistol whipping nigga with the AK. Yeah. He does like I said, he does a melody of Domino in there. Easily one of my favorite Spice songs of all time. You know, say what's up to the East Bay Freddy Krueger. Like that shit is hard, man. Shit. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Strap on the Side is excellent. That's a single as well. Great song, yo. Love it.
And this song isn't the only reference to Menace to Society that's on the album.
Oh yeah, we get to that. Poor Pooh man, dog.
Yeah. Yo, and you mentioned it like Domino was big at this time. Like
Hell yeah.
Snoop Dogg wasn't the only Snoop Dogg. He put Long Beach on the map, but Domino, he was from Long Beach and he had sweet potato pie and what's the other
Ghetto
what's
Jam?
the other hit? Yeah, Ghetto Jam.
Yeah.
Like that was burning the airwaves at that time, and just hearing Spice One, sing that melody, like I forgot just how great Domino was when I heard Strap on My Side preparing for this review. I was like, man, I thought Domino was going to have a big career,
Yeah.
but yo, my favorite line on this song was when he said, "How the fuck Charles Manson turn himself into a nigga?"
So hard.
Yo, like if you like that line is so it's so ill just thinking about how Charles Manson, the world's most evilest serial killer,
Yo.
he was a racist, he was a mass murderer, and Spice One turns Charles Manson into some gangster ass dude, who will buck him down on anybody that crosses path. And the music, again, I think it's Blackjack that produced this song.
Yep.
Yo, but sonic quality of this album has a lot to do with the production and the engineering, because musically it sounds like he had great musicians that was replaying some of the synthesizer parts, with the synthesized bass lines and drums. Like this album bangs in the whip.
Yes, it does.
In a major way. And uh and lyrically he just so hardcore with it. It's pretty much horrorcore without it being horrorcore. Because when you think of hardcore, you don't associate it with Spice One. You associate it more with the Grave Diggers or Esham.
Flatliners.
Yeah, but the music is so, polished, for lack of a better term, that you don't think of it that way.
Oh yeah. Hey, good breakdown, brother. One of my favorites coming up, 12th track, Jealous Got Me Strapped, featuring the late great Tupac. Man, Blackjack again with an amazing beat. Spice sets it off, spitting straight gangsterisms. Pac's verse is great on here too. This is Thug Life Volume 1 Pac. I keep my hand on my gun, on the run, and Pac fucking bodies that shit, bro. Kills it. Dope ass track. I love it, man. It's such a good song. Just Got Me Strapped featuring Tupac. Great track.
Yeah.
That,
this to say, like, it's so easy to say that this is the best song on the album.
I wouldn't even be mad at that.
Yeah. There's too much heat on this album to say this is the best song, but it definitely ranks among the top 5 because the intro, like when you hear that intro of Tupac and Spice One, pretty much clowning, clowning dudes that want to come around, but when they were struggling, they didn't give them any love.
Yeah,
and you can hear Tupac in the background, arguing, with some cats while Spice One's talking his shit. And this is, Tupac, as he said, when he was in thug mode, when he created Thug Life, like he really went all in, and what he was talking about it just hit so many marks in terms of street shit, in terms of uh, raw emotion. And Spice One comes back on the third verse, not to be outdone. Because if you listen to Spice One's third verse at the very beginning, it's almost like he wants to make sure that he drives the point home that even though Pac is my man, he ain't gonna have the best verse, and he's not gonna be the reason why uh, why get left behind. And the Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, Hook. I'll keep my hand on my gun because they got me on the run. Those lines have been used so many times, but they made it work in this context.
Absolutely. Fire shit. I'll always love that song. Man.
What was your favorite line on the song?
Favorite line? One of Pac's lines. Can't really quote it at the moment, but it's like busting the motherfuckers with my back against the wall, some shit like that. Just the way Pac delivers that shit. It's like so hard.
Yep. And you know what? Like Tupac, both of these cats is going through a lot in the streets and in the industry. So every line that they're saying it with so much bite. Like you can tell that they're not studio thugging. Like they don't have an A&R coaching them how to be raw and gangster. Like this is coming from their soul. And when Pac said a skinny ass never had a penny ass nigga, I figure my mom's brother punk will show those punks who's bigger. And then Spice One comes in the background with the blow ad lib.
Yes.
like Spice One's ad libs are some of the best in hip hop. Yeah, because he's mirroring, but it's like the gun effect.
Yeah.
Just to punctuate that bar. If you didn't get the picture, like that ad lib got the picture driven right home.
Absolutely. He's great at that shit. Now we get tell me what that mail like. Spice One always said mail, slang for money. Always talking about that shit. Love it. Blackjack again schools this album with a credible instrumentation right there. Spice talking that gangster shit and about life's ills as well on the track. How niggas will sell dope to their own mother. How people will do anything for money. Such a dope song. Great song. No whack shit yet.
Yo, this is like some of the most. I think this song has some of the most poignant lyrics from Spice One, because he said something. I can't remember exactly, but he was talking about like his mom being served by a dope dealer, and what do you say? The dope dealer was asking Spice One, "Hey nigga, does your mama smoke D?" And that's the shit I gotta deal with. Real ass niggas, can you feel it? When you think about that line, like that is so like that gotta be so crushing that your mom is addicted to crack and the drug dealer is asking you not only to ask, if your mom wants some more dope, but just that feeling that I really want to kill this dude right now.
Yeah.
For serving, to my mom, and is it really worth it? Is it worth killing this dude and going to jail, or should I work towards helping my mom get clean and free of this poison? And that's very heavy. You know what I mean?
Like I don't know if you're familiar with Esham, but he got a song called like "Mama Was a Junkie." You know what I'm saying? And like you just having your mom do it, crack and shit like that, and just could be crushing. Like, and Pac mentions that too, a lot of his shit. So yeah, I understand where Spice is coming from on that one.
Yeah, in the drug in the dope game, man, like it can turn, but if you remove the glamour away from it, the money that you make, power that you amass, you know, eventually is going to, lead to war, because you're fighting over drug
Yeah,
territory, best friends, become enemies, people's families are now at odds, and the community is now a shell of itself, and it just leads to more destruction. And around this time, like if you remember, like gangster rap was always in the news. Like it was
all the
always,
fucking time, bro.
yeah, see Dolores Tucker, yeah, Reverend Calvin Butts wanting to remove this kind of music from record store shelves.
The bitch
And
was like, put it in
I just
pawn
felt
shop where
like,
it belongs. Like, what?
yeah, like I know where they was coming from, but I looked at it from art's sake,
Exactly.
because this is about as truthful as you can get, because we are come from the hood, like we
Definitely.
see like we see what they're talking, we see what they're rapping about when we go to the gas station, and then when we pass by the liquor store, when you see bums on the corner, you see hookers, you see all types of wild shit,
Word.
so it would be unrealistic for them to rhyme about the church, and rhyme about biblical scriptures, and the sermon that the deacon gave, because you don't see enough of that.
Nah. Yeah, I live in the most dangerous project in Fall River, Massachusetts from 92 to '01. So I seen crazy shit. Like niggas would see motherfucking heroin needles going to school on the ground. You feel me? So yeah, man.
Exactly. And
Like,
about Detroit, man. Like
oh, of
Detroit is
course.
wild, man. Like I done been in fights. I done seen uh you know women that were highly intelligent. Uh they were business professionals, and a year later, they're on dope. They're uh, doing wild stuff for drugs.
Yup. Crazy
So
shit.
this, so this song was great social commentary. Like if you let um, social conservatives tell it, this is filth, this is ultra violent, but if you go to the heart of the matter, this is some of the best um, uh, social commentary about street life.
Yup. Absolutely. Then we
Yeah.
get to the sixth track. Don't you run away. And
Don't you
Banks
run away.
with my nine. This is
Yo,
hard.
that hook is hilarious.
Yeah. And Banks production right here, bro. Like Spice does some smooth singing on the chorus, and he comes correct on the verses as well. Dope song. Didn't write too much in the notes about this song, but it's fire. I flux with it.
Yo, I think Spice One had great. He had a great ear, and he had a penchant for writing great choruses.
Absolutely.
Because you know how 50 Cent, he changed mixtapes by rather than just rhyme to the beat, he would create new versions of songs that were popular. Yo,
Yep.
like you like that hook. Don't you run away from my nine? Ain't no place to hide. Yo, like if you listen to that song enough, man, you'll be singing and rapping this song word for word. And he had a King of the Jungle reference, um, coming like the lynch mob swinging on the vine, like
Oh hell yeah.
like you think of King George, Swinging from the Vine, and
He's just Gorillas in the Mist is such a good album too. Yeah.
exactly, man. Like, and don't think I'm bad, no boxing, no karate. There's a big fat gap for them suckers. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Like
Yeah.
he was referencing Richard Pryor. He was, referencing all of these, comedians were doing it in a gangster way, and like that stutter step that he
Oh,
does
I
with his
love that
flow,
shit.
like he, like to me that is very musical, and you can tell me that Spice One did sing in the church. Because you gotta have a great ear for harmonies
Yes.
and for stacking, your vocals, to create, so many great cadences, and uh, and to me, did Ant Banks do this beat?
And Banks. Yep.
Yeah, man, like we gotta have some more conversations about Ant Banks
Yes, we
being
do.
in the greatest producers of all time, because I believe there are so many producers that made just as good. They made beats that were just as good as Dr. Dre, but they don't have the accolades of Dr. Dre.
Yeah, which is whack.
And Banks is one of them. DJ Quick is one of them. EI Ski is one of them.
Oh hell yeah. Banks did my favorite Two Shot album, yo. Get in when you fit in. He schooled me.
Yo, that was from '96, man.
93.
Yo,
93. Yeah, Get in when you fit in 93.
oh yeah, that's right. Get in
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
fit in.
I think you're thinking of what's the name of that fucking album?
It
Eric
was
Sermon on it.
yeah. Buy some.
Yeah, fire album too. I love that album.
Yeah, that was his so-called retirement album.
Yeah, then he came back in '99.
Yeah, that was a great gimmick.
Right? And that Banks' albums are fucking fire, yo. Sitting on something fat, big badass, do or die. Yeah, he got some good shit.
Yo, and Banks did some great work for Rapid Forte.
I love rapping Forte, bro. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that San Francisco pimp shit.
Yo, classic shit. Then we get Jesus Christ, one of my favorite songs on the album, "Hard to Kill" featuring Method Man. On paper, a Spice One and Method Man collab may look strange, but it works, man, for sure.
Yeah.
And Method Man does a great job over a blackjack instrumental. On the battleship, I'm the captain. Beat that ass bloody like a sanitary napkin. Fucking fire, yo. Ill shit. This is the Cal era Method Man. You know what I'm saying? And I love this track. It's fucking hard. It's dope. Yeah, great track.
Like in this era, the East Coast West Coast rivalry, I don't think, to me, it's so complicated, because there was some tension, but it didn't discourage MCs from either coast to work with each other.
No.
And the diversity of these kind of MCs should have been celebrated much more. Because if you listen to Spice, if you listen to Method Man on this song, he doesn't sound like he's from, Staten Island, spitting, woo shit about karate flicks and, the 36, chambers, and rhyme about kung fu shit. Like he's spitting, gangster shit, over this black track groove. And the way Method Man entered this joint, when he said, "Who that nigga? You with me with the super fly Method Cow nigga who wants to die for real nigga? Why? Even try to test size. Challenger, you're the bird with the 45 caliber." And then the way Method Man rolled that beat with that groove, with the electric guitar and that bass, I didn't want him to stop. I was like, yo, he could keep going for another 8 bars. And Spice One when he went into that 187, when he kept repeating 187, 187, 187. Yo,
Oh,
that to me, um, this is the song that I went to constantly. Like
oh,
I could honestly say, uh, this I played this song as much as uh, "Jealous Got Me Strapped."
hell yeah, two amazing features too.
Hell yeah! And
Absolutely.
when you think about it, like the budget that Job gave Spice One, you know, had to be, you know, at least $1 million just for the, just to get, Tupac and Method Man, E40 and the samples on this joint is out of this world, and they executed it uh, really well.
Oh yeah, great breakdown, brother. Let me get, man, one of my favorites. We'll get to our top three tracks at the end, but man, spoiler alert is gonna be in there. Nigga sings the blues. I
Ooh.
fucking love this song. Another Blackjack produced track. Also appeared on the Jason's Lyric soundtrack. I love Jason's Lyric. Underrated movie. I love how dark the beat is. Dope chorus as well. Like Spice shines well on this joint. I love the synths too. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Probably my favorite beat on the album. It's hard to say. There's so many bangers on here, but man, Nigga Sings the Blues is great. I love that song so much. Great song. Great song.
Yo, but lady that's singing the chorus, to me, it sounds very bluesy. Like it's it's very reminiscent of that female vocalist at the jazz club,
Yeah.
and she's just singing her heart out. And this is very uh, lyrically, the content is very melancholy. It's like he's uh, uh, it's just him, rhyming about his life. Cause
Yep.
and there's so many um, there's so many lyrics in here that that I could point to, but his performance, man, I just feel like he was just bearing his soul. Like uh, I can't quote any lines. There's too many lines to quote, but musically, I felt like Blackjack did a great job of helping Spice One, talk about his life experiences growing up in the Bay, and uh, the realism is
Oh,
so hard hitting. Like I like every word, every lyric, I could visualize it.
yeah.
Got a saying with rocks, never like the shit I hate to do. Living in the city where the G's die young and when niggas be heartless, so I'm that trigger black. Like that, there's so much truth in this song that uh, that you can't fake it. Like you can't replicate it.
Nope. One of my favorites, like I stated before. I love this song, yo. It's gonna be high on my list. We do our top three, but yeah.
And this is the last song on side A
Word.
on cassette.
So you flip the tape and you get motherfucking what is it? You can
But
get the
but the
gaff for
Santino.
that. Yeah, hold on, let me see.
Oh no! You can get the gas for
Yeah,
that. Was
yeah,
the last song.
yeah. You can get the gaff for that. That shit is, phew, that shit's hard. It had Spice One produced this shit, man. You know,
Yeah.
dope ass beat by Spice for sure, and like bust a couple caps and leave your ghost like Casper. Shit's hard. I stacked them niggas up in the hearses like Kansas sardines, like that pure undiluted gangster shit that Spice One is flawless at. You can get the gaff for that. It's dope. Then you get that like that screwed and chopped voice at the end. Shit's hard, man. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's he's using a pitch shifter to deepen his voice, to make his voice sound like Vincent Price.
Yeah, shit's hard.
Yeah, and um, and a DJ Extra Large, man. Like uh, he's part of Spice One's crew, and I know that Spice One really tried to put his boys on, you know, G Nut, and
Yeah, 187 Fact.
yeah,
Yo, you see that album cover?
mm-hmm.
That shit is ridiculous. Great album, but what a cringy cover, bro.
Yeah, like sometimes uh uh like a lot of rappers, they try to put their boys on, and they try to do everything in house. I think that was the I think that was an example where it wouldn't hurt to like outsource, the the cover art to somebody, like maybe a different photographer.
Yeah,
Like you don't have to do it yourself all the time.
absolutely. Like
But
that album cover was crazy, bro.
this song, um, I'll be honest, like there was so much heat on side A
Yeah,
that I felt like you can get the gap for that. It seemed like a bonus. The way I feel about this song is the same way I feel about Shots to the Double Glock off of East 1999 Eternal by Bone Thugs.
yeah. It's not one of my favorite songs on the album. I'll be honest. I
Yeah,
mean, and I love V1999, but yeah,
and to me, that's a credit to Spice One because it's an embarrassment of riches. Like if you on side A, you got D Boys Got Love for Me, Face of a Desperate Man, Strap on My Side, but Jealous Got Me Strapped. Tell Me What That Mail Like, Don't You Run Away, Hard to Kill, Niggas Sing the Blues. That's a stretch of songs that most artists would kill to have. They would
absolutely,
an A&R from any record company would pay any money to get those songs because that would be a multi-platinum uh, hit, just like that.
absolutely. And I mentioned the 187 Fact cover, Fact or Fiction. Here it is. I think
Ooh,
this shit is terrible.
yo, very pause worthy, man.
Yeah, very sus. Yeah, yeah. Great album, but yeah, it's sus. Yeah.
Like sometimes I wish, uh, uh, you know, uh, rappers back then, like if they would have understood how important the cover art was, like they would do it all over again.
Yeah.
Because even back then, like when I saw them, like I know they're on some bars player shit. Like they're trying to project an image of their ladies' man, uh, like they're really balling out of control. But for a cat like me, I gotta hear the music.
Yeah.
I gotta hear why should I pay, $15 for this tape? Because that was like, and I'm like, yo, I know you down with Spice, but man, and you lucky I know who you are. Because
Yeah.
if I didn't know who they were, I would be like, hell no,
Right. It gives even more sus in the booklet too.
hell yeah.
Jesus. But yeah.
But but the music was dope, man.
Oh,
It
definitely.
it, it,
It's a good
it, it was
album.
just it was just like the cover art.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Shout out to my nigga Ross Holly, put me onto that album. Then we get Buses Can't See Me. Man.
Mm-hmm.
One of my all-time favorite producers did this shit. Battle Cat, man. He cooked up a banger for Spice. I love the chorus. That buses can't see me, my Uzi goes bang. Fucking fire. Dope chorus. Spice slides through with that gangster shit on the verses. Dope track. Not much to say. It's just a fucking banger. Like most of these tracks in this album. I fuck with that track hard. And Battle Cat is so underrated. He was nasty with it.
Mm-hmm.
He did that whole Bloods and Crips album too that came out a year before this. Banging on Wax.
Mm-hmm.
Did half of that
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
Hey, did you did you know we got the chorus from, right?
Nah.
He got it from KRS-One. You know, my Uzi goes bang.
Oh, 9mm.
Yeah.
On Criminal Minds. Yeah, I never thought of that. I don't know why.
Yo, to me when I heard Uzi goes bang, I'm like, yo, I know he has to be a KRS-One fan
Yeah, because
because
KRS does Pot Wild a lot too, and he does it. Yeah.
exactly, and KRS-One, he wasn't always um, uh, on socio-political commentary kicks. Like there was a time when KRS-One was gangsta and talked about the streets, and he he was rhyming about things that ran counterpoint to the temple of hip hop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
back to Spice One, like um, uh, lyrically, he just he uses so much humor, and even though what he's talking about I shouldn't laugh at, I can't help it because of his delivery is so um, hilarious. Like when he said, uh, "Try to shut me up, try to wet me up. Now I gotta twist your snapple, kill shit up and gaffle, put a wormhole in your rotten apple. Time for confrontation, and I know it's Ezra who's gonna give me your exact location." Like this
So
thing
fucking
about
hard.
him saying, "Now I gotta twist your snapple, kill
Yeah.
shit up and gaffle, put a wormhole in your rotten apple." Like he finds so many creative ways to rhyme about killing you.
Absolutely.
Like that. Sometimes I I can catch myself, thinking like, okay, um, I can feel myself sometimes being desensitized when I shouldn't be, but his writing is so imaginative that you just know that this is just for shits and giggles. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, and
Spice
uh,
animated like that.
hell yeah, and when you say shake 'em up like gin and juice and guzzle 'em down, they claim the Bissell G is a has been, but I'd be damned if I let these brothers think that I won't pull out my Mac again. Yo, like I just love when he just references other songs and hip hop artists, because that's his way of showing love to them, but still keeping that that rhyme scheme alive. When you think about
Yeah.
that, like when you think about he's on his third album and he's already thinking about cats treating him as if he's a has been. So that's what drives him to keep making more music, that that is dope. And by the third album, man, like he already proving that he belonged. Uh, he belonged with MC8 and Scarface, and also I bought the Diary album around the same time.
Oh God. 94 just a
Yep.
flawless year, damn near, nigga. Like, and I believe they're on a Source magazine cover together.
Yeah, because
The
they were driving a convertible with
yeah,
Scarface in the driver's seat. MC8 was in the passenger seat, and Spice One was in the back seat.
that shit's hard.
Yeah, and this song should have been a single. It should have had a video.
I agree.
Because if you really think about it, if I could do the sequencing, I would put um, uh, I would make I would make this song and put it in the same slot that it was that you can get the gap for that was in.
Yeah, I'll personally leave the album the way it is.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm not mad at that. I could see it switch around a little bit if you want it.
but but you know what though? I mean, to lead, but for side B, it's keeping the momentum going. So they probably made the right choice. So I'm just thinking about what I prefer.
Yeah,
But yeah, this song goes hard.
fuck yeah. Then we got Murder Ain't Crazy. That shit is so hard. We get a murderous beat by Blackjack again on this one. Spice talks about going to war with some rivals. You know, it's not a standout for me, but definitely a dope track. You know, split a nigga down the middle like Philly Blunt. You know, it's hard. Yeah, Murder Ain't Crazy ain't one of my favorite songs, but it's not whack by any means.
You know what? To me, Murder Ain't Crazy because it came after this Buses Can See Me. It's down tempo. Like you had the Buses Can See Me song, like had like a hard driving beat that's faster and it sounds like a club song, and when you have like a very bluesy down tempo song that sounds very morose and very melancholy, that you gotta adjust to the sequence. But this is a very good storytelling song. Like you know, like you said, like it's him, talking about a killer rationalizing, his thoughts and murder ain't crazy. It's just it's like currency. Like in like with some people, people have they use currency for different things, like in prison. Because you can't use money, you got to use currency for something else. I feel like some people that are killers, they use murder as a way of compensating for something else.
Right.
And it feels like an FBI profile on the mind of a killer. And Spice One, he could tap into that chamber so many times that he never loses any inspiration on coming up with creative ways to challenge himself as a songwriter.
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah,
hell yeah. Then we get Sticking to the G Code. Man, absolutely love this beat by DJ Slip. Compton's Most Wanted. I love that line when Spice is like, he's heating up like NBA jams.
Yeah.
I fucking
that
love
was
that
big
game.
around that time.
Oh, it was.
We all had that video game.
Hell yeah. The arcade version I prefer because they got Shaq in that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
On the home consoles, it wasn't in there for some reason. But yo, so fire. Yeah, I love that funky chorus as well. Banger. Definitely a great track. I fucks with it heavy.
You know what my favorite lyric is? It's in the first verse. When he says, "We'll see some niggas loving me, like Tupac, Richie Rich in the gut. You see, yeah, I got some real niggas on my side, ready to hoorah into all G codes apply."
Right.
Just I wasn't up on Richie Rich at all.
No, I got him later in life too.
Yeah, but and now in retrospect, just knowing how tight Tupac was with Richie Rich, Spice One, E40. Like now I know why. Now I understand why the Bay Area has so much love for Tupac, because even though he was blowing up as an actor and a recording artist, he was still in the Bay Area in the streets taking the same penitentiary chances and being one of them. And the sample, man, I know it's the name of the song, but the sample, it escapes me right now. But the way DJ flipped that sample and gave it a live feel, it feels like live musicians. They replayed the song that it sampled, and it has like a funk groove that's very danceable. It bangs in the whip. You can blast it in your car and just vibe out.
Yep.
To me, I like sticking to the G code and Buzzers Cannot See Me. I like both songs so far more than Murder Ain't Crazy. And I think it has a lot
Or
to do with just the music.
yeah,
Not so much lyrically, but you just listen to those songs and you just zone out and uh, just let your imagination, you just let uh, the music take over and just zone out.
absolutely. Oh yeah, brother. Now we get Give the G a Gat featuring 187 Fact. Man, Ant Banks blesses Spice with a heater of a beat. You
Mm-hmm.
know, 187 Fact, they do a thing on here. Um, Dope ass song. I fucks with it. Didn't quote no lyrics or nothing like that, bitch. It's a standout track. Yeah.
Yo, this is the best song. This was the best song for, um, uh, for them to rhyme on as a crew
Yeah, I agree.
because, and also like the fact that Spice One put them near the end of the album
Yup.
because, like, to be honest with you, if uh, Get the Gia Gat was between like but Jealous Got Me Strapped and Hard to Kill, I might overlook it.
Word.
It's only natural because you want to hear uh, the songs that you most want to hear that are most interesting to you. But lyrically, this is such a great posse cut, and all of them
Yeah.
got different styles, and all of them they gave their best efforts, and that's all that you want. And especially when you got Ant Banks producing it, like you gotta have good rhymes. Like you gotta give your best lyrical and vocal performances because
Absolutely.
if you slack on an Ant Banks song, it's going to live on forever, man. Like it ain't going to be because of Ant Banks. It's going to be because you didn't live up, to your potential. And every big artist has a crew that they put on, and I felt like they were real. They were decent. You know what I mean? Um, considering just how much heat they had around them. I'm talking about musically with Ant Banks, DJ Flip One, and Blackjack. They delivered.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, brother. Now we get three strikes. Blackjack again. The
Mm-hmm.
MVP of production on this album. You know what I'm saying? Spice on that grimy gangster shit, as per usual. Definitely an ill cut. Great way to like close out the album, coming very close to the last track on it. And yeah, three strikes is definitely a dope track on here. Like I said, there's one track on here that I was kind of so about, but the rest it's not that bad at all. This album's Jesus Christ. We'll get to our rating at the end, but it's damn near perfect. So yeah, three strikes is a great track.
You know, I think this song is very. I think it's very political. To
Yeah,
me, around this time, like you had the uh, the the crime bill that a lot of conservative politicians were pushing, and with Free Strikes Law, it made it where if you had three felonies, you would go to jail for life.
it's crazy.
And I think Spice One he took it upon himself to write a song about opposing the Free Strikes Law, and he broke down the social economic factors that create these circumstances where people go into crime and they take penitentiary chances. And uh, when if you look at it from that point of view, I think Spice One is a great social critic. Like um, William Bennett also behind the crime bill, And and when I listen to this song now with a greater understanding of how laws are made, how lobbyists they pay uh, the government money, to do their bidding,
Yeah.
and they get political favors. I listen to this song with a greater political consciousness, and I know a lot of people won't see it that way because they think of Spice One as a you know gun-toting whatever.
Yeah.
But this song, if you listen to it from that perspective, um, it's it's challenging the way we see uh, the streets, the government, government institutions. So I really love this song.
Oh yeah. Great breakdown, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, get the closer, man. You done fucked up. Ant Banks laces Spice with a dope beat to diss Pooh Man on. Pooh Man had beef with Spice One, Too Short, and Ant Banks. They dissed him real hard on Too Short's Getting Where You Fit It album. Mentioned that earlier, that's my favorite Too Short album, but Spice annihilated him on here. We got the classic Bill Duke scene from Menace. Saying Kane is getting interrogated about, the murder that O-Dog committed at the liquor store. It's like he dropped the bottle of beer at it was at 12:15 and he fucks Kane up. And he's like, I know you fucked up, don't you? You know what fucked up, don't you? And they do that at the end about Pooh Man being signed the jive and shit like that. And that shit's fire. And I'm a fan of Pooh Man. I like his albums like Judgment Day and shit. But man, he got cooked on all the diss tracks, He had a couple of dope diss tracks to them too, but man, I think the Dangerous Crew took that W in my opinion. But fucked up is hard, bro. Like, and Pooh Man's actually in Menace. He plays Doc. He's Kane and O-Dog's homeboy. But yeah, man, fucked up. Great way to end this masterpiece of a gangster rap album, man.
Yeah, Chauncey was really in his feelings when when Pooh Man was watching that video of Kane whooping his ass, man.
This Kane whooping your ass right here. Oh, fuck you, fat pudgy motherfucker. Classic, bro.
Man, this song is so vicious and hardcore. Like it to me, Dollars and Cents by DJ Quick came out on the Murder Was a Case soundtrack.
Same year, yeah.
Same year. And they really had, in Spice One and Pooh Man and the Dangerous Crew, they really had real beef.
Yo.
Like it was on sight when they saw each other. So when I hear this song, like Spice One was letting the chopper fly.
Absolutely.
My favorite line on this song was when he said, "You're going to be wearing your ass for a hat, because I'm going to shoot your dick at your ass crack." Like, oh my, that visual, it is so funny, man. Like, and just thinking about how Raw Spice One was, like, I believe he really meant it. Like, if he saw it, I believe he would have did it.
Absolutely.
And he was taking Pooh Man to task for his rapping career and his sales figures. So your album dropped, all your songs rinky dinky. There's a fat ass nigga who had one too many Twinkies.
Damn.
And I'm gonna watch that belly explode when I catch you in the street, unload before 5 then reload. And because he had a bend over in the hose of a laugh because you show a big fat sticky crack in your. Like Spice One was relentless, man.
Absolutely.
like this song is this song is a great diss track because it went for the jugular. It was cutthroat. He didn't mince any words. And what could Pooh Man say when he was questioning his sales figures on Jive? Like, dude, like you claim you went gold, but did you sell 200, 100, 50,000, 500? Like he pretty much uh, uh, put the death knell in Pooh Man's casket. Because
Absolutely.
you can't talk that much shit and your sales figures are that bad, and you got the dangerous crew that was at the top of their game, pretty much clowning you every which way.
Yeah, he got this on Get In Where You Fit In. You get this
Hmm.
on The Big Badass, and this album, all on Jive too. That's crazy. And I think it got this on a Goldie album too. I'm not too sure about that. He might have, but yeah, man. Whew.
Yo, he was persona non grata in that crew, and you mentioned it, man. Like, it's amazing when you think about Too Short, Spice One, all of them on the same label. Like the reason why it had to sting is because Spice One could easily go to uh, the label and get those sales figures.
Yeah,
He knew exactly what Pooh Man sold. He knew Pooh Man's uh, uh, business at the label. So I believe uh, I believe this is. Um, I don't know where it ranks in all-time diss songs, but
yeah.
in terms of like just diss songs that just went for the jugular and was all truthful, this has to be up there.
Hmm.
Like
Absolutely.
like like I wouldn't put it up there with No Vaseline
Nah,
or
I wouldn't either, but it's definitely a good
Dollars
list.
and Cents, but um, I do think it should be spoken in the same light as Beanie Siegel's Just a Jadakiss.
That shit, dog. That dropped my freshman year of high school. Niggas go to the bootleg and get the mixtapes. That's all we talked about, bro.
Yeah,
Oh, that
because
shit was crazy.
nobody didn't think anybody would dare to talk to Jadakiss like that.
I know, and
Just
Siegel,
take it into the woodshed like that.
Siegel went in.
And that's why I love Beanie Siegel. Beanie Siegel is one of my favorite
Absolutely.
Philly rappers. I like Spice One. I like Spice One's music more than Beanie Siegel.
So do I. Yeah.
And I know we're in the minority, but if you listen to Spice One's first three albums, how can you not say that he's not top tier uh, in gangster rap? Because his lyrics never declined, his rapping never declined, his production kept getting better and better.
I would say first four albums because I like 1996 too. I love that album.
Oh yeah, I forgot that too. That was from
Yeah.
'95,
Yeah. I know my co-host Ross Holly probably say five albums because of Black Boss Cellini. But
from '97.
yeah, I gotta listen to that again. There's some fucking bangers on there though. Uh, but yeah, man. Spice One America's Nightmare. You know how we do. You give it the rating. For me, this is a five micer for me. I worship this album. Top three songs, I would have to say Strap on the Side, Jealous Got Me Strapped, and Nigga Sings the Blues. Those are my top three songs on the album. And Ross Hartley, one of my co-hosts, he wanted me to talk about his rating. He gives it a 4.5, 4.5. And his top three songs are Face of a Desperate Man, D-Boy's Got Love for Me, and You Can Get the Gap for That. Can't be mad at that. What do you got, Raka?
This album right here, I agree. This is a five mic album. This is
Absolutely.
Spice One's best album, and this is to me. I would want Spice One to tour behind this album. Like you know how artists they go on tour and they
Yeah.
perform their classic albums from top to bottom. I
Yo,
would pay to see Spice One perform this album from top to bottom.
I would too, cause we got Ray. I think it's Ray, Ghost, and Jizza. They doing like Liquid Swords, Cuban Links, and Iron Man. When Spice did this, oh man, I'll be there. Especially you come to the Massachusetts area.
Hell yeah!
Love that album.
If he comes to Detroit, man, I'm gonna be in the building.
Fuck yeah.
Yo, my favorite songs on America's Nightmare is "Jealous Got Me Strapped."
Jesus.
That song, to me, that song epitomizes the album cover. It epitomizes the theme on this record.
Absolutely.
Is the feeling of wanting to be armed to defend yourself, defend your community, and just being aware of your enemies and knowing uh, and knowing about how you fit uh, in relation to where you are, and the fact that uh, if you heard Spice One talk about the making of the Jealous Got Me Strapped, you'll listen to that song in a whole different light. Spice One and Tupac, they were attending a funeral of a mutual friend, and they decided to make a song out of it. So when I hear, Spice One and Tupac talking during the intro, and they're just, railing against, cats that are cowards and people uh, that they don't trust. When I hear that song, I'm hearing these guys that are like comrades, having each other's backs and not taking any shit. The second favorite song on this album, I would say, is "You Done Fucked Up," because
Oh yeah.
that song, it was so visceral. Like I got goosebumps every time I heard that song. And Spice One did not mince any words. I knew Spice One was dead serious. I knew that he wasn't talking just to talk, and he really got at Pooh Man and ate him alive. Like I can't get past the um I'll shoot your dick out your ass crack line. Cause like like dude, that is so uh you can't get no more realer than that. When you hate somebody that much and you just want to, put the paws on them and have the worst intentions for that person. I knew Spice One was willing to take it there if Pooh Man dared to respond, and I don't think Pooh Man ever responded, did he, to this song?
I believe he did. It's on the album "Ain't No Love," and that shit's pretty hard. But it ain't fucking with Spice's version. Spice's diss track. You know.
And the fact that it uh, this album went multi-platinum, so people more than 3 million people heard it, and
Yeah.
I mean I like Pooh Man, but Pooh Man ain't Spice One. You know what
No.
I mean?
No.
And to me, uh, I think um, once the dust settled, I think Pooh Man, I think Pooh Man gave it an honest try, but Spice One is head and shoulders above him lyrically and musically and as an artist. And my third favorite, I would say, is Hard to Kill. Yo,
Oh man, hell yeah, dog.
yo, the way that Spice One uh, can use that staccato style and repeat 187, 187, 187, 187, it's so unusual because you don't hear anybody do that. Like the only people that I could think that uses that style to that effect would be like KRS One, Mad Lion, like a lot of Rastafarian artists,
Yeah.
and I think Spice One's Jamaican background, um, it it really served him well because like you could hear his Jamaican roots, with the patois and going in and out of it like double Dutch.
Yeah.
I just, I really was fascinated with his use and his mechanics behind his vocals.
Because some artists can't do patois at all. Like DJ Quick, I love you, but the bomb button and all that, nah, it don't sound too good. But Spice and KRS, Heavy D too, Jesus. Heavy D's Jamaican. KRS
Yeah,
One is Jamaican. So is Spice, I believe. So yeah, it comes natural. They can Busta, they can do that.
I think Snoop did it on. He tried
Oh, Snoop
Jamaican
is.
patois
I think Snoop
on.
is good at it on like the Chronic and shit. To me, I like it. Like Doggy
He,
Style, he may do it, I believe, sometimes.
I know he did it on the intro to Serial Killer, right?
Yeah, and on Chronic, he does it on.
It
So
was it was good, but I'll be honest, man. It didn't sound authentic.
well,
I mean,
I'll say give him.
and what I mean by that is there's is one thing to do the Jamaican patois, but it's one thing when you are from that culture and and you do it with so much mastery of it that it just resonates so
Right,
much deeper. Like I'm very big on sincerity and really big on authenticity. If
right.
if it sounds like you're trying to court an audience, then I don't I don't really respect it.
No doubt.
And this album, uh, in terms of where it fits in our time gangster rap albums, I think it's top 15 because there's a lot of great gangster rap albums that have came out in the 80s and 90s, and that field is so loaded. Like I don't,
Oh yeah.
you know, I think top 15 is a good enough cushion that it can find a slot, between what Scarface did, the Ghetto Boys, Compton's Most Wanted, um,
Above the
Eshawn,
law,
Above the Law.
many others, man. Jesus.
Yeah,
But yeah, man. There you have it. Spice One, America's Nightmare album review with the homeboy Rakabash. Y'all catch y'all Saturday, man. Speak Clout Podcast, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing the Lynch Mob, the Gorillas in the Mist, 1992. So on
that's a
that
great
note,
album, man.
yeah, me and Rocka will come back with some more reviews for y'all in the future, for sure, man. I love working with Rocka, man.
Yo, and thank you, man, for allowing me to uh, wax philosophical about America's Nightmare, man.
Oh, and the door's open, brother. You already know. So yeah. Shout out to the chat. We see you motherfuckers on the flip side. Peace, y'all.
Peace.